Hello and welcome back to the channel. I was out here working at the Ford 8N this morning, my 1951. Moved some dirt in our new house, and I figured I'd make a video on how I came about putting live hydraulics on this tractor and give you a parts list and everything on how I did it. This tractor originally had a loader on it out the front, and I did use it for quite a few years. But I got my Coyote CS25S last year, my loader backhoe. I decided to take the loader off of this one and everything. I came across how you can put live hydraulics on this on a video, but they don't make the system no more. How they had it, they had a pump that mounts up here with a bracket and everything that runs the hydraulic system. A little bit of how these pumps and these machines work. These work, 3-point only works when the PTO is engaged and the clutch is out and it's running the PTO, and you can use the 3-point lever over here to raise it up and down. But once you put the clutch in, you cannot use the 3-point no more. You have to put in neutral, manipulate all the gears and stuff to get 3-point to work. But the original loaders, before they had the external pumps on them, how they had, there's a port off these pumps that when you lock down the rear hydraulic, the 3-point arms, you lift up on that lever, it pushed the hydraulic flow through a port out to the cylinders on the loader. And you push it down, to just gravity let the hydraulic oil back in. So I'm going to go through here and kind of explain how I did everything. Like I said, this had the loader with the auxiliary front mount pump. It's 12 gallons per minute, which was way too much for this application because these hydraulic pumps on the internal was only like 2.4 gallons per minute. So I am going to take you off the tripod, bring you in closer. I'm going to explain how I did it, and I'll be right back. One final thought before we get real close in here and looking at how I did this. The first thing I did is these have mineral oil. The original from these tractors were built from the transmission that did the hydraulics and the transmission lubrication. First thing I did, I drained all that out, and all that out there, and what I put back in there was Traveler's Universal Trans Hydraulic Fluid, which you get from your local Tennessee farm store. But that's what I put in there. I'm going to bring you in closer, then I'm going to start explaining on the pump here. Alright, now we're down here at the hydraulic pump. I got this hydraulic pump from my local TSC store. It is a Chief counterclockwise rotation, 2.9 gallons per minute at 2,000 RPM and 3,600 PSI. These tractors max RPMs is right around 2,400 RPMs. So you want to take that consideration. If you get one that has a higher RPM, you're not going to get the max flow that you need out of this. But coming off the top of this pump on the supply side, I have it's a number 10 fitting, SAE or ORB hydraulic fitting, male, that comes out to a 3/4 female, which I bushing down to take his 3/8 hydraulic hose here. It's 96 inches long. I used this as a repurpose off the loader, and I'll show you how I route it and stuff there when we get to that point. Off the bottom of the suction side is a number 12 SAE ORB male, male by 3/4 female, which I come out of here and I got a 1/2 inch line run back to the transmission, and it's 6 feet long. So I'm going to take it off the tripod here. We're just going to walk around. I'm going to show you how I routed the hoses here, and we'll talk about the other fittings. And I'll put all the parts descriptions in the descriptions. All right, let's get started. Like I said, coming off the supply line here, I ran it down. I also ran a suction line down here. I took the supply line, I took it up under the hood. And when I did that, I ran it up and across the toolbox and down the other side. We'll go to the other side here and we'll see where it goes. Once we come out the toolbox, I went behind the arm here and I ran it down. Now the first thing you're going to see here, and right here, is a check valve. If you do not have this check valve in it, if you have the implement up and you shut the tractor off, the implement's just going to fall. It has to have a check valve in there to close it, to hold the implement up when you don't have the tractor running. Now we get down in here. I'll try to get you in here. This fitting right down here coming out of the pump right there, there's a silver fitting. That is a 5/16 coming out of there, and it's reduced down a 1/4 inch. Let me get down here closer. Okay, now we're down here closer. It comes out of the pump. I took that plug out. It's 1/4 inch hydraulic elbow. Then I had to go from 1/4 inch back up to 1/2 inch because it goes to 1/2 inch on that check valve. That's the only way I could do it there. Let's take a peek back here. If you look, coming out of the bottom of the transmission, I'm sorry it's so dirty, I've been working this tractor. I have a hydraulic coming out to 3/4, and what I did, I put a quick disconnect in there. That way if something would happen to the hydraulic pump and it would quit working, I can unhook everything and not lose the fluid out of the tractor and still use the internal pump if I need to. So, but I said I will put all this in the description and everything on on the rest of this. When I drain the hydraulic fluid out of this, if you look right there, there's a plug, and up here towards the front, there's another plug. And again, I apologize, this tractor's dirty because I've been moving dirt with it. So we're going to bring it back up top here. We're going to give our final thoughts on everything. I kind of hope this helped you out on how I did this on my tractor. But your application may be different. But take your own responsibility on doing this and do your research. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have about how I did it. But your application may be different for yours. But when you run the hydraulic pump, let's say it had a PTO one or an implement, it doesn't affect the hydraulic lift or anything. So I hope this helped you guys out. We'll get ready to put this old roll back to work moving dirt. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe, and have a good day.